Kirsty Blackman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Tories at Westminster are facing a rebellion in their backbenches about business rates. What advice are they taking from the government in Scotland, who has listened to local businesses and put in a cap of 12.5% for those businesses in the hospitality sector and for those specifically in Aberdeen who've been hard hit by the oil price?
Mr. Speaker, can the Minister explain to me how simultaneously the Scottish Government can A, not be using the taxation powers it has, and B, be the highest taxed part of the country, particularly when neither of these statements are in fact true?
Angus Robertson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Agriculture and fisheries are key parts of the Scottish economy and Scotland's export sector. They're both devolved powers to the Scottish Parliament. Under the plans of his government, will all decisions relating to agriculture and fisheries be taken by the Scottish Parliament and Scottish Government after Brexit?
Robertson.
Anybody watching this will realise the Secretary of State didn't answer the question. So let me try again. The same question. During the Brexit referendum campaign, people were told that decisions currently taken in Brussels on agriculture and fisheries would revert to the Scottish Parliament. The Secretary of State has not given a clear answer to this question, and it really matters to our rural industries, to our rural economy, and Scotland as a trading nation. So let me try it again. The very same question. I'd be grateful if the Secretary of State could answer it. Under the plans of his government, will all decisions relating to agriculture and fisheries be taken by the Scottish Parliament and Scottish Government after Brexit? Yes or no?
Ahmed-Sheikh.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Scotland's international exports have increased by 41% since the SNP government came into office in 2007. A fantastic success story for Scotland. Can the Secretary of State therefore explain why the UK government failed to negotiate any geographical indications for Scottish produce in the EU-Canada CETA trade deal?
Patrick Grady.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The publication of this year's draft Scottish budget had to be delayed because the Chancellor of the Exchequer didn't make financial information available until the autumn statement. What impact will the move to the autumn budget have on the Scottish Government's ability to plan effectively for its budget process?
Mr. Speaker, a recent BMA report shows that 40% of European doctors might leave the UK after Brexit because of this government's shameful inaction on giving a clear guarantee to EU nationals. Why won't the UK government do the right thing and give a clear guarantee to EU nationals who are a valued part of our society in Scotland that they have the right to remain?
Philippa, Whitford.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. It's not just a matter of trying to keep the EU nationals that are in our health and social care service. The workforce is the biggest challenge NHS Scotland faces. So will the Secretary of State support Scotland having the powers to attract EU nationals in the future, not just the ones who are here now?
Sheppard.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Earlier, the Secretary of State refused to confirm the Scottish fishing and Scottish agriculture would become the responsibility of the Scottish Parliament. When his department will present to the JMC a list of powers that will be devolved to the Scottish Parliament after Brexit, or will he refuse to do so and simply follow instructions from number 10?
Wishart.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. All this UK single market business is all quite interesting, but is he trying to suggest that a Brexitised, isolated UK, desperate for friends and any trading partners, wouldn't trade with an independent Scotland?
On this question, Deidre Brock.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Secretary of State previously told the Scottish Affairs Committee he attends Cabinet Brexit meetings based on whether he thinks the agenda items are important to Scotland. Can he tell the House which Brexit policy areas he thinks are important to Scotland and which areas he thinks are not important?
Easy question. Come on, We on these benches join the Prime Minister and the leader of the Labour Party in extending our condolences to the family and friends of Sir Gerald Kaufman, and also extending our best wishes to the people of Wales on St David's Day. Just prior to PMQs today, in Scottish questions, ministers were unable to answer basic questions about government plans for agriculture and for fisheries. These are important industries for the rural economy, and they are devolved areas to the Scottish Government and the Scottish Parliament. With Brexit ending the role of Brussels in these areas, will all decisions about agriculture and Fisheries be made at Holyrood, yes or no?
Robertson.
That's a very interesting answer, Mr. Speaker, because during the Brexit referendum, people in Scotland, including those working in the agriculture and fisheries sector, were told that farming and fisheries powers would be exercised fully by the Scottish Government and the Scottish Parliament. But now it seems, judging by the Prime Minister's answer, that that is not going to be true. Will the Prime Minister confirm today, she has the opportunity, will she confirm today that it is her intention to ensure that it is UK ministers that will negotiate and regulate over large areas that impact on Scottish fisheries and agriculture post-Brexit?
Roger Mullin.
Mr. Speaker, there is a flaw in the legislative reform order with which the Government is seeking to create private fund limited partnerships, which allows criminal-owned Scottish limited partnerships to easily convert to these new types of partnerships. Will the Prime Minister step in and delay the LRO until such times as the current Bayes review into SLPs is completed?